It has finally happened. I was able to obtain 2 black longbow. And on my adventure of obtaining the 2 black longbow, I was also able to farm 50,000 Lucent. So in this video, I will spend that Lucent in upgrading my character and upgrading all of my traits to the max. I only have one rule, and that is to not buy overpriced traits and overpriced items. And because I know that some of you are gonna ask me how did I manage to make 50,000 Lucent, and you're gonna ask me to show you my sale history, so here it is. Unfortunately, the sell history only shows the last 100 items sold. As you can see, the last item is sold on the 14th of October. And the latest one was sold today, on the 20th October. I have probably sold over 200, maybe even 300 items since the game released, and I also have an alt that is also selling over 100 items. Taking a peek at my gear, you will notice that I am close to finishing my 2 black build. I have a Carnix bow that I will be replacing with a 2 black bow. I still haven't dropped Licurious daggers, so we will not be doing anything to the daggers. The purple items on my gear that are equipped are all going to be fully upgraded with the traits, and I will only be upgrading gloves, boots, and this blue ring to purple gear and upgrading it fully. Legs, I need Shadow Harvester legs, which are super expensive now, so these are going to have to wait for later. As well as the belt, I need Belt of Bloodlust, which is also very expensive, but I will upgrade Belt of Endless Slaughter to the max, just to stack Blessing and to have something that I can transfer into it. First we have to craft a 2 black bow and see which trait do we get. To craft it you need 2-dimensional Essence of Salvation, and then we simply craft a 2 black bow. Checking which traits do we get, it is Hit Chance, which is one of the 3 traits that we want, so this is really good. Next on the Carnix bow you will notice that I have 1368 blessing and I have 2 traits that are really bad. Why do I have that? Because I was fail stacking blessing so I can transfer that blessing into the 2 black longbow. If you have fully upgraded 3 traits on a purple bow, on a purple gear, when you transfer it to another purple gear item you get 1.5k blessing, but you can also stack blessing by failing all the upgrades. Meaning that technically you can infinitely stack blessing and then transfer that blessing with a new weapon. On a new gear piece you need 4050 blessing to fully have 100% chance on all 9 trait upgrades with the blue tier item. First we want to finish off the fail stacking on Carnix bow. I have bought 10 undead bonus damage blue items that cost 10 Lucent each. So how does this work? You simply get 10% chance to succeed and you want to fail as much as possible until you have enough blessing. This was actually really bad because it hit 10%. After successfully fail stacking 2888 blessing onto a Carnix bow, we can finally transfer that into the new 2 black weapon. As you can see, with upgraded traits and fail stacked blessing, the 2 black is going to have 4088 blessing, which is going to be enough to fully trait it with blue traits. Next we're going to need to unlock the 2 traits on the 2 black longbow. I already went ahead and I purchased the extract that we need. First, heavy attack chance, and then critical hit. I also went ahead and I already purchased 3 blue traits for each of these purple upgrades, because in case you didn't know, 100% guaranteed chance consumes 450 blessing. And we are going to need 9 upgrades, which means 450 times 9 is 4050 blessing. So let's first start with the heavy attack chance. We're gonna click use blessing. As you can see, it's gonna have 100% success rate with a blue item and it's going to consume exactly 450. And as you can see, all 4088 blessing that I have stacked was perfectly enough to fully trade 2 black weapon with only blue traits. And that is weapon done. 2 black is fully upgraded and it has 38 blessing left. Next, since I don't have a Licurious dagger yet, we're gonna be skipping the dagger, we're gonna keep it as it is. So next in line is going to be the helmet. I have already unlocked all 3 of the best traits on it, and I have 1128 blessing. So we're gonna use that blessing on max health, because max health is the most expensive trait. The third try is gonna give us 55% chance, so hopefully this can succeed. And it failed. The magic and ranged evasion are gonna be upgraded with the purple traits, because they are 50 to 70 Lucent, which is more worth it than spending 10 Lucent on 15 tries to get the 10% chance. This way we get a guaranteed 100% chance on all 3 upgrades on both of the traits. There you have it. Helmet completely done. Next we have the chest. I already unlocked all 3 traits, and this one doesn't have max health. Instead we are using mana regen, and it has blessing of 960. Since ranged evasion has the most expensive purple traits, I have decided to use this blessing on using it on ranged evasion. And there you have it. Chest also done, fully traded with magic evasion, ranged evasion and mana regen. Next we have the gloves, and since I am using Shadow Harvester gloves and I was unfortunate to get it as a drop, I'm gonna have to buy a lithograph and craft it. Ranged endurance isn't the greatest trait that we wanted on the gloves, because we want ranged evasion, magic evasion and mana regen, but I'm gonna use ranged endurance to fail stack blessing for the more expensive traits, and then later on I'm gonna convert it into the trait that I want. First we're going to transfer the blue +9 gloves fully traded into the Reaper gloves, which is gonna give us +6 and it's gonna give us 1000 blessing. After that, I have already went ahead and I purchased some of the ranged endurance, cheap ranged endurance blue traits, and we're gonna use it to stack even more blessings so we can get guaranteed upgrades on the ranged evasion that is much more expensive after we convert it. After fail stacking 1488 blessing, we're gonna first unlock the traits that we need, which are magic evasion and mana regen. And then we're gonna use trait conversion to randomly try to convert into ranged evasion, which has 40% chance to succeed, and is going to use 100 trait conversion stones. And there you go, we have ranged evasion, magic evasion and mana regen, the 3 traits that we want on this gear. Now we're gonna use ranged evasion, blessing to fully trait it. And there you have it, as you can see it, gloves fully traded, ranged evasion, mana regen and magic evasion. Next in line would be legs, but since Shadow Harvest trousers are 10,000 Lucent, they're way too expensive for me to use. I will skip this for now, and maybe in the future if I get it as a drop, or in the future if I manage to get it at a cheap price, I will be converting this and upgrading. But next in line are going to be boots. As you can see, I have blue boots. I wasn't able to get the Swirling Essence boots as a drop, so I also had to buy a lithograph and I'm going to have to craft them. And we got a good trait, magic evasion, which is one of the traits we want to use. First, we're going to transfer these blue boots into the new purple ones, which is going to give us 960 blessing. After that, we're going to unlock the 2 traits that we need, which are max health and movement speed. And since max health is the most expensive trait on the boots, we're gonna use the blue boots. We're gonna use blessing to have 100% chance of upgrading max health. And as you can see, the boots are fully upgraded with magic evasion, max health and movement speed. The reason I went for movement speed is because these boots have melee evasion and they don't have ranged evasion, so we don't want melee and we went for movement speed instead. Next in line is the cloak, and unfortunately on the cloak I don't have any blessing, so we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way of just upgrading and hoping that we maybe hit a 10%, or we do it with a purple if the trait is not expensive. On the cloak, first we're going to unlock max health and debuff duration. And after that, we're gonna use all the purples to upgrade the traits. And as you can see, the cloak is fully upgraded with skill damage resistance, max health and debuff duration. Next in line is the necklace, and I have Clasp of the Conqueror buff duration already unlocked, and it doesn't have any traits. But the good thing is that I have a lot of Abyss currency and I can craft 5 of these chests, which are gonna let me select Clasp of the Conqueror, and hopefully we get good traits that we can use. Unfortunately, after opening 6 chests, I didn't get any single good trait that I can use on the necklace, so we're gonna have to spend Lucent and buy those extracts on the auction house. First we're going to unlock max health, and then we're going to unlock skill damage boost. And since I don't have any blessing on the necklace, I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way by just buying the purples or trying with the 10% upgrade with the blue traits. And after a lot of bad luck and then a lot of good luck with the blue traits, I was able to fully max out buff duration, max health and skill damage boost. I was really lucky on the skill damage boost because I hit 2 10% upgrades and then I had enough blessing to do it 100% on the third one. Next in line is Etched Alabaster Band, the first string. As you can see, I already have unlocked skill damage boost and buff duration, and we're gonna want to unlock max health on it. First, let's unlock the max health on the ring. And since I have 960 blessing, I can use it on max health, which is the most expensive trait. We're gonna have 200% guarantees, and then the other 3 we can use to gain a little bit more blessing, and maybe we get actually lucky. And like you see, I got a little bit of luck there, got a 10% upgrade on max health. And on skill damage boost, since the prices weren't that expensive, I bought the purple ones because the blue ones are actually kind of more expensive than purple ones, so it was the better option to just buy the 3 purple ones because I would waste a lot of time on 10% success rates. And I did the same with the buff duration because buff duration is even more cheaper, and the blue buff duration is actually kinda too expensive for me to use it like that. So now, as you can see, the ring is also done, skill damage boost, buff duration and max health fully traded out. Next in line is the second ring. As you can see, I have a blue one fully traded, which we're going to transfer into a sapphire dimensional band. Since I couldn't get it as a PT drop either, as a PT craft, because I had to go for a 2-block, we're gonna have to buy a lithograph and we're gonna have to craft it like this. As you can see, everything is already ready. And we got a little bit of luck, and we got skill damage boost already unlocked on it. Some luck, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain about it. So first we're going to transfer the 960 blessing for the blue ring into the new purple ring. Then we're going to unlock the new traits, buff duration and max health. And since for whatever reason max health is the most expensive trait, we're gonna use the blessing on upgrading it with the blue traits to get a guaranteed 100% success rate. And with the remaining 4, hopefully I get a lucky 10% upgrade. And with a little bit of luck, I was able to fully trade my second ring with the skill damage boost, max health and buff duration. And lastly, we have a bracelet that already has a skill damage resistance, and we want to unlock debuff duration and mana regen. Since it doesn't have any blessing, I'm gonna use some of the blue ones to try to stack the blessing so I have an easier upgrade on skill damage resistance. And as you can see, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of blessing, I was able to fully max out bracelet with skill damage resistance, debuff duration and mana regen. And this is what my character looks like now. 3385 gear score. Unfortunately, I don't have Lycurious daggers, so I couldn't transfer any of that and I couldn't upgrade it. The Shadow Harvest legs are also too expensive, so I'm gonna have to wait until I get them or until I find a cheaper replacement. And the belt, I'm gonna keep it as it is right now because I don't want to use Belt of Endless Slaughter. I'm gonna wait for the prices for the Bloodlust belt to drop, and then I'm gonna convert it and I'm gonna upgrade it. But everything else has been fully upgraded. As you can see, all of my purple gear is fully traded up. I just need to push these to +9, the 3 new gear pieces. And I'm gonna have to wait for the weapon, dagger and belt to get it as a drop, or farm a little bit more Lucent and then buy it in the auction house and upgrade it that way. Overall, I have spent 37,000 Lucent and over 20 million Solant. I don't know if this is worth it or not, but I was able to farm most of the Lucent, so I didn't really lose anything. I only spent 100 euros on buying the Celebration Gold pack, which got me 6,000 Lucent. But hopefully this gives you some insight in how much you would need to spend to actually fully upgrade your purple gear. And not even fully upgrade, because I still have 3 gear pieces to upgrade. But hopefully this was something educational, something that is gonna help you. Hopefully you don't mind me spending so much Lucent, and hopefully nobody gets upset that I kinda showcased how much of a, let's call it, pay to win Throne of Liberty can be, and how much money you actually need to spend to actually fully gear up your character. But overall, this is gonna be it from me. I'm happy that I'm finally able to wield the Tublek, and I'm finally somewhat fully traded, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing and watching some of my other videos appearing on your screen.